pew, 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 pew. Pew, pew, pew,
The
pew.
pistol.
Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew. And guess what, Mike? I get to say it.
Go ahead.
We went and got to the yams. Sweet yams. Show us the way. Cause the Falcons win today. We
But
went
wait,
and got to the yams.
sweet, yeah.
Show me the way.
And this win is brought to you by Coach Penix. He did good on his first head coach job. Give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
So as we coming into here, as the Falcons break a 4-game losing streak against the Washington Commanders, how do we feeling about this great win today? I know there's still some stuff that got to get cleaned up. But what do you see? What did you see the difference in this game? I'm not even saying compared to last one, because we already know the big difference. But compared to the last one we had, did you see any big difference with that?
I did. I saw. I really just saw the willingness to use your backs a whole lot more. I saw Bijan doing Bijan things. Tyler doing Tyler things. Actually, Tyler didn't get going until the second half of the game. So I like that what I saw from that standpoint as far as the offense concerned. But I want to clarify what we mean by pew 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 pew. Does anybody know what we mean by that?
Let me say it. Let me say it. Let me say it.
Sarcastic jab at all of those who whined and cried and complained about being in the pistol. That said that it was no use in being in the pistol. We should scrap it. Well, we produce points, we produce yards, we produce first downs, we produce momentum. Mm-hmm. With that being said, all of you can STFU.
Can I say it? Out of the pistol! Pew, 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 pew. And guess what's funny? We got out of the pistol, and guess how many passing yards our quarterback got? Over 300. Isn't that lovely?
So let me get the numbers in real quick, y'all. So Michael Penix had 300 career yard total of 313, 2 touchdown interception, was only sacked 1 time. Bijan Robinson 75. These guys had 128 with 2 touchdowns apiece, 1 touchdown apiece for Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier. Drake London 8 catches, 110 and first on the year, 1 touchdown. A long of 43, Bijan Robinson, a long of 69. Ooh, I like that 69. But you got Kyle Pitts, senior, 5 for 70 yards and a touchdown. Out of that, pew, 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 pew. Ray McLeod, minus -7. I don't know how you get that, but I'm going to just roll with it. He had a catch. Mooney for 15 went out with a hamstring. But this defense, looking at, I thought it was just a pretty good overall. They got 2 sacks on the, they had 2 sacks on the day. But look, I like what I had. I like what I saw. 6 quarterback hits. Don't know the hurries. Interception by Xavier Rhodes. But for the most part, pretty good game. Also, just to throw that in there, Parker Romo 2 of 2. With 4 extra points, so 6 of 6. He didn't miss anything. So there's the stats for the Atlanta Falcons. If y'all want the numbers for the Washington Commanders, I almost said Washington Redskins, because I'm still not used to saying that bullshit. But those are the numbers, man. Marcus Mariota 156. I just want to throw that in there. He was sacked 2 times, obviously an interception, 2 touchdowns. 16 to 27 by 156 yards. So the defense did a pretty good job today.
Mike, would you like to sing a song with me, please? You know what I'm talking about.
Go. You can start it. I'll let you be David Ruffin today.
Okay. For all y'all that were talking about Zach Robinson, he came on the field and said, "And you, and you, and you, and you, and you
But again, that's what I mean by like the pistol is fine. Okay, the pistol is fine. A lot of those guys like playing in that pistol, so they're doing what they like. And you can see that Michael Penix. I saw a major difference in what they were doing from the pistol, and it came from Mike. Mike wasn't stationary. He just wasn't standing in the pocket. He was actually moving around. So I got to give Michael Penix a lot of credit for that.
Yeah, that's Coach Penix. That what happen. That what happen when you really want to coach a team.
All right, Jew, man, what's your take on the game, man?
Michael Penix ain't it, huh? Okay.
This is
Michael Penix
Chicago
ain't
Red.
it. Yeah, that's what I was told. I was told Michael Penix ain't it. I was told by the Carolina Panther fans who just got drugged by the Patriots today
Wow.
that Michael Penix was gonna be benched before Bryce Young. Okay, keep that same energy. I keep
Huh?
telling y'all, I don't care pistol, goal line. It's called running the football. When you run the football, it opens up everything. Uh, Great playing by Zach Robinson. Double move by Drake London go down the field. I've been hearing, is Drake London the number one receiver? Well, I guess he silenced all of those critics. The Kyle Pitts, I guess he silenced his critics as well. Got into the end zone today. Like I said, great game plan. Bijan doing his thing. Tyler Algier doing his thing. Putting pressure on the quarterback. I told you, we know what Marcus Mariota is capable of. I said he gonna overthrow the ball. What happened? Pick. Watts. Easy. We know that we've seen it all game. They were basically trying to protect Marcus Mariota by running the football. So at the end of the day, I ain't got much to say. I'm driving home from Buffalo Wild Wings. So at the end of the day, we got the dub. 34 points on the board. I think we can silence all of that. Penix is the problem. Zach Robinson is the problem. We can put all of that to bed. We was all in panic. All of the fans were in panic last week. I told y'all, relax. The Panthers is not built like that. The Falcons
Jew,
lost the game. They didn't win the game. We gave them the game. So we were not ready to play.
brother Jew, I'm glad. So you mean to tell me that we played to our DNA and sprinkled in a little bit of pass? Is that what you saying?
We finally finished somebody off with the run. I love what I seen. Oh, Tyler Algier in the game in the fourth quarter? Okay, who want to tackle that bowling ball? A butcher knives, what they call them. Okay, good luck with that.
Yeah. So Panther fans, don't talk no more. I told y'all was going back to form as advertised. You really need to listen. Oh, you need to listen. Nice
Yeah,
try.
how about look? Well, it said the Panthers defense is built different. I like shit. They went from bend over energy to ankles to ear energy. But we're
Oh
gonna leave
yeah.
that to that point.
Well, we did exactly what I've been saying all week needed to be done. And that was go with what's working. That was Bijan and Kyle Pitts. We rolled off of that. Drake ended up getting what he got, doing what he did today. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It
But
is
It's
what
but
fun.
it is.
Wait a minute. It's funny how Ike Hilliard gets fired and then you see Psycho Drake. I told you we need to see Psycho Drake. That's what Psycho Drake. Y'all gonna listen?
but think about thinking of it from this standpoint is getting Kyle Pitts involved early in that offense does wonders for him. Like I said, getting Drake early involved too. Like I said,
Yes.
the main
Yes.
thing, like I said, the main thing was we didn't get any drops like that. That's the biggest difference that I saw offensively in the past game. We didn't drop the ball that much outside of Rufus boy on the screen pass, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Right.
But
I
outside
told
of that, it was a lot of catches made. It wasn't too many drops. That's why I was glad to see that. Like you said, man, I was glad to see them stick with running the football. Um, like you said, some of the stuff they have to clean up. They have to clean up some of them third and short situations. They got to figure out something else. 'Cause, but outside of that, offensively, I was pleased.
I told Mike and them, I said, we cannot force Michael Penix to showcase himself until he's ready to showcase himself. And I told these guys less than 3 days ago, I said, Michael Penix is going to have a game where he showcases his arm about them 40-yard long bombs. I said that. He showcased himself in this game. He got to be ready to do that. We can't force him to do it. You know what I'm saying? Drake did good across the middle, like I figured he would. He's good between 15 and 20 yards off the line of scrimmage. Now he happened to catch that ball further out. The more he plays, the more comfortable he gets. That's why I said we need to see Psycho Drake. We let the boys play. And even the announcer said at the end of the game, you have to let these boys play and make mistakes so that they get better. That's what we did. We didn't keep Penix in a box.
I'm telling you right now, don't start that bullshit, Tank. You gonna get I'm telling you, you got one more time. This is not no fucking Raheem show. We not doing that.
Tank, Raheem ain't even coached, so stop talking.
Like we sitting up here talking about you up here really talking about Raheem. Now you know what? Forget this. I'm not dealing with this no more. I'm not dealing with this.
They basically Tay wanted to say it's all because of Raheem that they won.
Raheem came out and stated before this game was played that it was on Penix, and Penix delivered. Raheem didn't coach, so cut it out. He stood there and watched a young quarterback coach.
You talking about this after one game? We got embarrassed to score single points, and then we come here and score 38 points because we have a team. A team. We're talking about a team collaboration where these guys rushed for over 148 yards, and you pointing the finger at man. Get out of here with that. Like, get out of here with that nonsense, bro.
Raheem sat back and watched us play. Let's make that right.
I like to point out as well, the red zone offensive play calling was a lot better this game.
Yeah, four for five. Like I said, 4 for 5 in the red zone today. Like you said with Penix, over 300 yards on 26 attempts. That's what we need right there. That's the exact balance that's needed to be. Go ahead, Sam.
My bad. I was watching. I just noticed the end of the Giants Chargers game. Giants pulled it off, but yeah, we had a better play calling in the red zone. We ran it decisively for the most part.
We gave the ball to our backs. We gave our back.
Yeah,
we gave it to our backs.
And defensively, we still got to tighten up on our coverage. It was just too many open, open plays in certain instances. But I know that'll come with time. When you get more and more defensive chemistry and better communication. But for the most part, I was genuinely, cool with what I saw on today. There were more pros than there were cons. And shit. Come on in here, Buffalo.
Hey man. All right, so outside of Penix, I know a lot of people gonna be saying pretty much Penix was the star of today's game. Was there any other is there any unsung heroes that you saw in this game right
now? Absolutely. I thought Mike Hughes played a wonderful job today. He really has resurrected his career. Bringing him in is one of those unsung moves that I like. I thought Brandon Dorless Like Brandon Doyle is just becoming a machine for me. To me, like he was just all over the place. I love what I saw from him. I thought the linebackers played fairly poorly, in my opinion. It wasn't a lot of gap into it, like for whatever reason. Diablo and K Nellis really wasn't up to task for stopping the run today. They ran the ball for too many yards too early in the game. The kind of guy, make some big plays. That's exactly what you ask for your defense. You may not have those games where you're playing, lights out as far as every aspect of the game, but they made the plays when they needed to, and that right there. Um, but like I said, the linebackers definitely need to play a lot better. But like I said, Caden Ellis and he came through in a couple of situations. Diablo, Caden Ellis, those are the guys that stuck out to me this game.
Shout
What
out to
about
the
you,
Falcons
Drew?
offensive line.
Okay, I. But why you say that, Stan? Give the people why you say the offensive line, man.
They gave Mike a pocket. They blocked well in the run game. Gave creases. Um, they were assertive, especially in the run game. You saw them going forward instead of going backwards in most cases. So,
Okay. Okay. Hey, Juan, what about you? Is there any unsung heroes in this game that people may not give credit to?
Mm, I'll say Cade Nellis. I know we give him a lot of flack, and as you saw, they did have Cade Nellis in coverage, but for the most part, they had Cade Nellis in the right spots to make them tackles and everything. He really got after the quarterback, and this is what we keep saying about making sure your defense isn't mismanaged. Once you take the guys out of position, they play poorly. And I'm gonna give a shout out to Divine Diablo because shoot, if he was able to get a hold to it when he literally in the center of the field got a hold to it, he just couldn't bring it down. But like Mike said, you always want those guys to respond accordingly. And they did a good job, but it's always room for improvement. I mean, lights out from last game.
Okay. So I see a lot of people in the chat are saying Watts. Devon came in here and said Charlie Warner for his one blocking. Hey, Jude, man, you got an unsung hero for this game, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a page out of your book, Kay. It was John Parker Romo. He made all his field goals today. The third phase of the game today was the reason that we won the game because yes, they ran the ball, but last week with Romo missing those field goals, guess what that did? Put the Panthers in good field position. When you miss field goals, you give that team field position. With him making all his field goals, he never let that momentum shift. Every time the Washington Commanders thought they were getting a little bit of momentum, we would score, we would kick a field goal and actually make it. So it made it a two-possession game. Because think about it. He misses that last field goal, even though it was a chip shot. Guess what? They only down 7 or 8 points at that point. So they can go down and tie the game and possibly send it into overtime. But with him making the field goal, okay, now it's back to a two-possession game, meaning what? Mariota has to throw the football, which they were trying to stay away from. So hats off to John Parker Romo. He bounced back from last week's performance, made all his field goals, his PATs, 3-point counts in the NFL. That third phase of the game matters. So I'll get a game ball to not just John Parker Romo, but the special teams in general was a little bit better today than it was last week. We were atrocious on special teams, atrocious. So in this game, I got to take my hat off to John Parker Romo. Without those field goals, you put Washington in scoring range. They don't
Yeah.
have to drive the length of the field. So hats got to get taken off to the kicker.
All right, Truth,
Absolutely.
what's going on, man?
Yeah, I mean, I'm all right, I guess.
What happened?
I mean, hey, look at here. We got the win. That's. I'm still being. I need a calculator on by Raheem Morris. To me, he's incapable. I think we should have beat them guys worse. I'll take the win. Of course, you take all wins. Can't be just a completely negative Nancy about it. But I take the win.
Okay. Is there
I take
any
the
is there is there any
No, speak
particular
your mind, man. Don't no. Speak your mind. Go ahead.
I hold it for the heavy hitters.
Uh-oh.
Well, sound like a state of the truth. Just gonna come out. He about to go the fuck in. But as far as the game itself, truth, were there any unsung heroes that you may have highlighted that was a key factor in this game?
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I will say. To me, Zach Robinson ran the same plays this week that he ran last week. It's just you had better execution. Anybody disagree with that?
No.
Minus the rush attempts, OG. I think he
Yeah.
called a similar game, but he didn't. It's the rhythm of the game. I hear what you're saying. I agree with you. You can call similar plays, but what you got must do, I need Bijan to touch that ball close to 20 times. That's what I must see. I must
Yeah.
see Tyler Algier get the ball, and it has to be in rhythm. It can't be because in this game, I still wasn't pleased. I said in the fourth quarter, me and my dad sitting there watching the game. I'm like, hey, put Bijan back in because they can't stop him. If he run for 300 today, oh well. If they die, let them die. But when we had Julio going for 300, he didn't take no pity on the Panthers when he went for 300 yards. He said, "Throw it to me again." If they don't want to tackle me today, that's their problem. They get paid to tackle me. Throw me the ball.
But you know what too, and me, Mike, and Kev said it. He put a little bit of creativity in it because he tried to do is he did misdirection on a lot of that stuff.
That was
He
a
tried to
lot of
do
misdirection. Look at these numbers for both Michael Penix and Bijan Robinson. This is why I say this has to continue. Bijan has 17 carries for 75, and Tyler Algier has 16 for 51. So like that right there is already 120, 126 yards in itself. So I think I thought him simplifying the offense and getting back to running the ball and running. Let me say that again: running the offense through the running backs because Drake London. They still got to figure out how those guys, because right now we dealing with another injury with our wide receiver Donnell Mooney, who's been an incredible disappointment for me this year. He's just not being very good. I just don't think we got good receivers, and at some point, it's gonna bite us in the butt. And I thought it bit us in the butt with the Carolina Panthers game. Ray Magoo doing goofy stuff. Darnell Mooney can't stay healthy. Casey Washington. Look, I don't know if he out there bouncing yo-yos on the field because I don't know what the hell he be doing sometime, but he had a catch for 19 yards, so I'm gonna leave him alone. But I think our wide receiver core just has to do better. I thought they did. Another thing that I saw the from Zach Robinson that I saw, and they understand that they wide receivers can't get open. It's obvious that they can't get open, and I saw Zach running a lot of stacks with his wide receiver today, and that right there, those are the things that are changing. That the changes that I saw with both of those guys. And like I said, I'm going to give Zach Robinson the credit for this. It steals a lot of stuff that Truth is talking about in this game, where it was, some momentum swings that Raheem could have changed if he would have just. I didn't think that was the catch. I didn't think that was the catch and he just let it go and didn't do anything. It was the not calling timeouts at the proper. Like I just like it's things like this. I just can't give him a pass on. I'm
Okay,
never gonna give him.
Mike. Okay, Mike. I'm gonna go ahead on. Brother Jew, please, please, please. I respect you a
OG,
lot.
don't get suspended, OG. Just look, this is in a win, OG. Just I know you wanna just take it down or not. Just breathe. It's woosah one time.
You know
Can't
what,
give me
man?
no woosah. It's
Judo,
woosah one
made me.
time.
Never mind. Judo made me feel bad.
Woosah one time, true.
I talk to y'all. Look. I get some of it off in the morning on the nothing but the truth.
Judah made you feel convicted.
Oh boy!
Man, Judo made
He
me
said
feel bad.
he said your ass was already guilty before you said so.
Yeah,
But you know what? Going forward in this season, we're going to be forced to showcase them young fellas like, Joshua Simon and Nick Nash, because and Chris Blair, because you can't leave them back there if you having these injuries and these issues. You're gonna have to get them. They're gonna have to get in on the game at some point. They're gonna have to make their money. You're gonna have to showcase their thing. And in my opinion, that's probably gonna benefit us down the road because, like I said, if Mooney can't stay healthy, what good? You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you this right here. I ain't gonna go as hard on receivers as Mike. But here's the thing: just keep making plays. Today they actually held on to the football. You see what happened when you hold on to the football. Today they actually went out to. Hey, 5 made plays today. Hey, because I've been on 5. I've been on 5 all year. Good job of doing your job.
Yeah.
But wait, so you mean to tell me that being properly prepared makes for great execution too? Is
Yeah,
that what you're saying?
I mean, you know, but getting to Mike's point, and I keep it a little PG. Raheem Morris missed 2 possible challenges. Number one, first challenge on the 4th down with Debo Samuel on the sideline. The commentator said that might be one you want to look at. We didn't challenge. They wound up scoring a touchdown. Second time, um, um,
Y'all gotta
on the
let this go, man. Please let this go. Matt Ryan been retired to 2 years. Let it go. Okay, y'all.
okay,
Let it go.
okay, all right. I'm glad I don't even see it. Drake London had a first down in the middle of the field. The ref gave a horrible spot. Raheem never
Yeah.
challenged it, and so now they decided to go for it on 4th down. And yes, Zach Robinson made one bad call today, and that was on the 4th and 1. And you know what? That's all I'm reading about on Twitter and Facebook is him running the pistol. Look, he ran the pistol all mother.
Yeah,
I'll see
yeah,
y'all in the morning. Nothing but the
yeah,
true,
yeah,
nothing but the
yeah,
true ATL review.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Nothing but the true ATL review. Uh,
I mean, you're right. He did, but again, y'all gonna overlook the fact that he did misdirection. Y'all gonna overlook the fact that he actually implemented the run game. Y'all gonna overlook the fact that he did play action pass. Y'all gonna overlook that because y'all still focused on the Panthers game. I mean, they lost, Tampa lost, and New Orleans lost.
it was a profitable day.
Yes. So what are we talking about? We won. We won. We beat a team that we should have beat last season.
And for y'all Falcon fans and Bulldog fans, hey, look here, I'm over that. I'm over what happened last night. Maybe y'all need to try the same thing. A lot of y'all brought that negativity from last night into today. I done had to get at a couple of folk about that. Look here, hey, week 4. I don't care. I don't care if it is Alabama. It was just week 4.
The thing is the theme of this game is do your damn job. Sorry, dude. You got to do your job.
That's all.
You got
That's
to
it.
do your job.
Everybody do their job. Everybody did their job today for the most part. Raheem still is incapable of running a football team. And then we're gonna talk about that more in depth in the morning, 9 o'clock. Nothing but the true ATL review because I'm not finna cuss. I'm not gonna cuss.
I'll say it for you. He did not coach this team. It is Coach Penix. When you put the onus on your quarterback and he show out, you didn't coach. You just stood there and watched him play the game. Period.
All
Don't
right, then
tell me.
we're gonna see y'all tomorrow. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. Hey, I appreciate. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow because I already know somebody's finna crash out. I'm watching right now. I got the Chiefs in the
Yeah,
and the Lamar Jackson zone, and the Lamar Jacksons are driving.
yeah. That's what it looked like.
So,
Yeah, man. It's just one of those things where, like, for my unsung type of guys, like I said, man, I'm gonna look at Zach Harrison to kind of help setting that tone for the defensive line. As you already know, Mariota didn't really get an opportunity to run the ball as much as where they were kind of hyping him up to do this game, and that up middle pressure with Brandon Dorless and Ruka Rororo. kind of stifled that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It's a
Um, like you said, Xavier Watt. Like you said, I know Xavier Watts got the INT, but one of the key plays that I believe that was the very first defensive play where they tried to run the trick shit with Debo Samuel and Billy Bowman sniffed it out, right? Billy Bowman and Leonard Floyd sniffed it off rip
yeah,
and
yeah,
told them that this is not gonna work all game.
right.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is knowing your opponent. We talked about it, and I know you mentioned it too when we were talking earlier about how to defeat them. You got to know your opponent, and we know Mariota is not really a consummate passer. He likes to run. You shut that down and force him to throw. You get more opportunities for sacks and interceptions, and that's what they did. They did not let him get comfortable.
Right. But like you said, man, they still got some stuff that they get the kick out on. Like I said, it gives AJ Terrell some time before the Buffalo game. Um, hopefully Darnell Mooney be available for that next game. Prayers up to Natron Brooks.
Yeah, that was a bad. That looked real bad.
That boy got hit in the head and his head hit the ground. So yeah, he got a double whammy on that one.
Yeah, he'll be in concussion protocol for a minute. You know what I'm saying? We wish him a speedy recovery, but again, it all goes down to we got to be ready for the next man up. When your number's called, you got to go. You got to go and perform. Period.
Mm-hmm. And like you said, and like you said, you're going into the bye week with a dub. You know the players are going to be feeling good,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
but then you're going to have an extra day off too because you got Monday Night Football coming up against Buffalo.
Right.
Yeah.
So what are we saying? That means that this bye week and that extra day, you need to study Buffalo until you can't stomach it anymore. So when we go to play them, we already know what time it is. You need to be watching every game they play from here on out. That's your time to get better.
Exactly. So, y'all got anything else y'all want to point out about this game?
As we get ready to wrap up, fellas, because I got to get ready to run. Just me speaking on the Buffalo and Saints game because I was at the Buffalo Wild Wings. I was watching. They had all of the games on. They were having a hard time with the Saints. The Buffalo Bills. That game got a little bit close at one point. So the NFL is week to week. We know that any team can beat any team. So Buffalo doesn't scare me, especially because it's a home game for our Atlanta Falcons. You got 2 weeks to prepare for them. We know that
Mm-hmm.
everything runs through Josh Allen. If you control Josh Allen, you stop the Bills. So
Yep.
it's not going to be a way to necessarily shut them out. It
Stop
is
that
he's
run,
going
man.
right. He's going to get his make plays and things of that nature, but it's going to come down to not allowing Josh Allen to use his legs, similar to Marcus Mariota. He can beat you with his arm, but the Falcons can go toe to toe with them as well. So you got 2 weeks game. I really feel like the Falcons have a great chance. You're in good position. You don't never want to go into the bye week with a loss. We know how that felt last year with getting drugged by Denver right before the bye week. And that just
Oh
like
boy.
Ooh,
put a dent in the
goodness.
season, right then. So now the Falcons are able to be riding high. But like I said before, when we won the game against the Vikings, now let's see how we answer when you win the expectations because now the expectations are going to be raised. So at this point, we can't be reading our own clippings and thinking that we great.
Mm-hmm.
We got to improve on the things. That's why I said I'm not crowning this team. Yes, you won
Mm-mm.
today, but you're supposed to win because Jaden Daniels was not out there. You had a lot of guys
Right.
hurt. Scary Terry was not out there. So that game may look a lot different when their starters are out there. Now I'm not going to give them the excuse because we got guys that's out like Caleb McGarry's out. We have key players out as well. AJ Terrell is out. So they were out with their top pass catcher. We was out, without our top guy in coverage. But at the same time, we can't read our own sports clippings and think we played perfect today because we did not. We still have things we need to improve upon, and that comes down to Raheem Morris. So everybody that's saying get off of Raheem Morris back, I'm gonna ride him the rest of the season. We own his back.
Exactly.
He
Mhm.
gotta, he gotta,
We on his ass.
We
he
are
gotta
not
show
taking.
improve. That's
We,
right. He gotta
we, are,
show improve.
we are not taking our feet off of his glazed ankles. No, we're
No,
not.
no, we on his back. So if y'all feel like, oh man, y'all holding him accountable, that's what we do. We hold everybody accountable, not just him. Every single person that stepping foot in
Everybody.
Flower Branch, every single player down to the 53rd minute, everybody get held to that same standard. Winning is the standard. Period.
You know what
Right.
the crazy part about it, you about this entire season, this past week has been about Zach Robinson and the pistol formation. Nobody really brought up the fact that Raheem was a bad coach or anything like that. We were talking about if Zach Robinson is struggling, it's because of 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 Raheem Moore. So it has to work both ways. We can't say when things are going bad that it's all Raheem, that it's all Raheem, it's all Zach Robinson. Then when it goes good, it's Raheem's uh adjustments that's getting the foul into that. It doesn't work that way. It's a team effort all the way around. And the blame starts with the head coach. And that's the thing that we got to get, we got to be consistent with. Everybody want the coach or the player to get all the credit, but they don't want them to get all the blame. At the end of the day, you win together, you lose together. You tie together, that's it.
When we fail, we all fail. Let's start with Raheem Morris, period. You the head coach, you take the ultimate responsibility. They always say the quarterback and the head coach get the wins and loss record. Well, guess what? If your guys up under you are not doing the job, it's your job to make it right. If it's the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, whatever it is, as the head coach, you got to be the Swiss Army knife and work on everything. That's a part of being a head coach. And that's why y'all consistently hear us say, and definitely hear me say, great defensive coordinators, great offensive coordinators don't make you a great head coach. They're two different positions.
Say it
It's a
again,
reason
G.
why some guys go look at. I love
Yep.
what's the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs? I can't think of his name at the moment, but he was a head
Spagnuolo.
Steve
coach.
Spagnuolo.
Steve Spagnuolo.
Spagnuolo.
Sometimes you got to know what you are. That's why I made the video last night where I said we got to embrace who we are. Steve Spagnuolo was not a good head coach. He's been a head coach before, but guess what? He's been with the Chiefs for I don't know how long, tethered to
Woo, boy.
Andy Reid. But what he realized is, guess what? I'm a great defensive coordinator. I'm not a good head coach. Dennis Allen with the Saints. He was not a good head coach, but he's a good defensive coordinator. Sometimes you got to just embrace. I'm not Michael Jordan. I'm not the Batman. I'm Robin. I'm Alfred. I'm whoever. You just embrace what you are and who you are. When you do that, that's when you're gonna see wins. Because guess what? The Chiefs and successful. Guess why? Because they don't have guys trying to jump up the ladder. They realize, hey, look, man, I'm just a good special teams guy. I'm just a good running back coach. Sometimes you gotta just embrace what you are. There's nothing wrong with that.
But you know what, Jew? And I'm glad you said that because a lot of people, when we do bad, they want a scapegoat. And I tell everybody, I don't care who does what wrong inside of the Falcons, from the janitor to the players or whatever. But as far as the team goes, the coach is responsible for everybody's failure. Why? Because you got the final say. You check off on every room what they're supposed to do. Now
Mhm.
you said day one in the facility, we go in the room, we collaborate. When we come out, we on one accord. So if the plan goes awry, guess what? That's on you. That ain't on Zach Robinson. That's not on IQ. That's not on anybody but you because you sign off on everything. That means you okay everything y'all talked about. And when you come out and make statements like your quarterback got to win the game, guess what? Your quarterback just showed and proved. Now what? Because now you got to show and prove next game.
It's all about consistency. I don't crown guys. We don't crown guys over here for one good game, one good coaching game, because Zach Robinson got to do it 2 weeks in a row. We need to see him go back to Bijan and Tyler and ride these guys, because right now this is what's getting the offense going. If he needs to be on the sideline, we need to see him on the sideline every week. We don't need to see him back in the booth at no point in time, as long as he's here with the Atlanta Falcons, because he's coaching better. The offense look a whole lot better on and like I said, the things that I saw from Zach Robinson that I like is really just understanding that the offense is going to run through Tyler and Bijan and that offensive line. So until Michael Penix is ready, there was a couple of throws in the game where he didn't put enough touch on it. And this is something that I talked about before the season started. I said he's going to throw a lot of interceptions. He's a gunslinger. That's what he does. He's like taking chances. A lot of those guys who gunslingers who throw the ball as hard as he does, they get a lot of. This is why guys like Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre, these guys had to sit down for a while and learn the game, the subtle nuances of the game of throwing it. Because sometimes when you have that talent to throw the ball through a damn, through a wall, like that's all you want to do. But you got to learn how to put the touch on it. You got to know when to take those chances, and that's something that I'm seeing in Mike Penix. He's getting a whole lot better. He threw that interception. He came back on the left side of the offense and put touch. And I think it was Casey Washington who caught. No, it was after the interception.
Okay.
He came back on the field and threw it to Casey Washington for that 19 yards with touch. So it's sort of things like that you see him learning. But this is both ways. It goes coaching and it goes to players. So it's all about patience, man. Like we all get frustrated, we want to see it, but you got to give these guys time. But I'm not giving Raheem. I'm not giving Raheem any time because he's been in the league 20 years. Okay, 20 years, not 10, not 3 like Zach Robinson. All right, not 2 or 3 like Jimmy Lake and all that. He's been in the league for 20 years. There's no excuse for him to be making these dumb mistakes of coaching.
That's true.
I just want to say one last thing, fellas, before we wrap up. When Mike was talking about passing the ball and putting touch and things of that nature, another thing we got to realize too, when I say run the ball a little bit more, we didn't forgot all about Elijah Wilkinson being the backup right tackle. He's over there doing a great job. But the more you throw the ball, the more pressure you put on your backup player. Because playing that tackle position, you're on an island by yourself. You can only chip so many times. You see what I'm saying? And that's why we saw those bigger formations where we're not seeing the 3 wide receiver sets and things of that nature. I like they went to the bunch formations, but with these premier pass rushers in today's game, what they're trying not to do, or what they should be trying not to do, is not also put so much pressure on Penix, but not put so much pressure on Wilkinson as well. Like I feel like he needed some games to ease into a rhythm before you just throw him. Like the game plan against Carolina, everything was out of rhythm, and you got to remember, you got a right tackle who's really the left tackle because he's playing the blind side of Penix. That's a backup. Now he's playing well. He's a veteran, but you still want to make his job as easy as possible. That's for every player on your team. You want to make their job as easy as possible. So running the ball, putting it in Bijan belly and letting him go run with it. You saw today with a little swing pass. Dude, they couldn't stop him. I kept telling somebody, they can't stop this dude. Just give him the ball. They can't stop him. If they can't stop him, he feed him. Period. It's that simple. The dude is on another level.
Right. We have an by DNA we have an attack style offense and attack style defense. And when you force us to pass a lot, unless we have beaten down the defense throughout the game, you risk getting guys blown up. And that's the reason. And if y'all watch that, go back and watch the game where they did that misdirection and we switched everything to the right. Do you see how the defense was gassed? They were gassed because they trying to catch. You look. The only reason why Bijan got beat to the touchdown was because old boy had a longer stride than he did. You can physically see
like
it.
4 tackles on that first touchdown. Like he broke like 4 or 5 tackles on that. He was just running through guys. And like I said, once you got a player like that, man, feed him. Like I don't understand why you got to call and mix things up. Sometimes you just got to keep it simple. When you got a guy like Saquon and Bijan, you just got to feed them guys until you can't feed them no more, man.
I mean, right now Baltimore's playing. Trust me, if they can feed Derrick Henry all the time, we can feed Bijan all the time. Ain't nothing different.
Yeah. So
he was a top 10 pick. Use him. I don't care. Y'all know my rule. You draft a running back every year. If he ran in the ground, it's about him keeping his body up. I'm not saying run the guy in the ground. I'm saying I literally saw the Eagles run their way to a Super Bowl. The
Yep.
Falcons, we ain't got one. Let's run our way to a Super Bowl. Period.
Jew, and I'm very big on mechanics because I study it a lot. Bijan has the most oddball mechanics of any running back I've ever seen, where his body leans into his cuts, which protects his knees. You use that man as much as you possibly can. The reason why he cuts so fast, his body mechanics are sick.
Mm-hmm.
And he don't take a lot of big hits because he try to dodge them. He's not
That
Devontae Freeman. He will run out of
that
bounds. He's not gonna
yes.
take dumb hits, unnecessary contact. He's the guy gonna try to dodge contact. Now, if it's a small dark hole and he rather run through, and the guy's there, he can blow you up as well. But he's gonna try to juke you before he just makes unnecessary contact. So he's not one of those Devontae Freeman. I'm just gonna try to prove something. Bijan
What,
protects himself.
well, yeah. See, the thing, I gave a good analogy. I said if you look at Anderson and Freeman, most of the time a running back uses their body splits in two. The upper half goes first, then the legs follow. Bijan Robinson goes as one. So his body, anytime he leans, his knees are directly up under his shoulders. So if a defender tries to hit his knee or tries to twist it, he doesn't. The only time he kicks his leg out is when he gets ready to start the cut, pops his leg back in, his body follows. Instead of with your other ones, like, they'll twist and they'll bend, they'll do something awkward to try to get by a defender. He's not doing that. So he prolongs his body's use for the duration. That's why it's hard to tackle him. But that's why we said a guy like that, use him. We got him. He ain't a trophy. What you making him stand there for?
Mm-hmm. Like I said, it was a great overall day for Zach Robinson, Bijan Robinson, Tyler all year. They ran us to glory. I love what I saw from Drake. I love what I saw from Kyle. And I'm just saying such a growth in Kyle Pitts, man. I like if anybody that I think is the most valuable player outside of Bijan Robinson in the team, it has to be Kyle Pitts. Like he's playing his role perfectly. And he's getting more and more dangerous as the season goes on, and I think he's going to get more and more dangerous as the season goes on because he's only going to get better. I really believe that, and I expect that. I like honestly, somewhere during the middle of the season, I expect the Atlanta Falcons to announce that they're going to give that contract extension to Kyle Pitts. I really believe that.
Kyle Pitts has discovered his body. If you watch how he has literally outmuscled all of the defenders, he has discovered his body. Now he's a problem because he knows how to use his body to get around defenders. So yeah, you got Bijan that can't be really caught. You got Tyler that's hard to tackle. You got Kyle Pitts that's hard to defend. And then you, like I said, you keep Drake in the rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be difficult, very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna add, now the defenses know Michael Penix can throw a 40-yard bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and he's comfortable. Now he knows he can throw a 40-yard bomb and connect. So guess what? Now you get to make them defenses honest.
I like I said, I love what I saw today, and it's only going to continue to get better. But we're going to call it. We appreciate about it. Stay tuned for Atlanta Falcons Nation. Their post game show is going to be coming on about probably 5:30, 6 o'clock. So y'all stay tuned for that. But that right there is the Atlanta Falcons post game show. We got the win over the Washington Commanders, led by Dan Quinn and former quarterback Marcus Mariota. A good game by these guys. Michael Penix, he had a career day in passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Drake got one, Kyle got one. I just love how Zach Robinson got the ball into the playmakers' hands this week. And that right there is the bottom line because I said so. That's all we got to say about that. Peace, y'all.
Put your eyes back in your head.